We like to think of our homes as fortresses. We lock the doors, we arm the alarms, and we assume that's enough. But sometimes, the thing you should be afraid of isn't what's outside. It's the person who thinks they have a reason to be there. This happened back in November. I'm a 22-year-old guy, and at the time, I was living alone in a small house just outside Seattle. It was a Tuesday night, around 11:30 p.m. I was exhausted from work, sitting on my couch in a dark living room, the only light coming from the TV. I was just scrolling on my phone, getting ready to sleep. And then, I heard it, a heavy thump on my front porch. I froze. I wasn't expecting anything. No packages, no food delivery. I checked my phone. No notifications. Nothing. So I told myself, maybe it's just the wind, or a stray cat, and I ignored it. Then, the doorknob turned. My heart stopped. I didn't move. I just sat there, staring at the door in the dim light of the TV. The person outside didn't knock. They didn't say, "Delivery." They didn't say, "Police." They just kept trying the handle, slowly, methodically. Then it stopped, and for a second, I thought they left. But then, I heard a voice, muffled, right behind the door. A man. "I know you're in there, Sarah. I have the groceries. My name is not Sarah, and I live alone." I grabbed my phone and quietly moved toward the kitchen, every step as soft as possible. I picked up a knife. My hands were shaking, but I needed something, anything. I moved back toward the door and slowly peeked through the side window. And that's when I saw him. A man standing on my porch, wearing a neon yellow safety vest, holding 2 brown paper bags. He looked normal, like any delivery driver, except for one thing. He wasn't looking at the door. He was looking directly at me. He knew I was there, watching him. And then he smiled. Not a normal smile, not a friendly one. A wide, toothy grin that didn't reach his eyes. I didn't wait. I dialed 911, trying to keep my voice steady, trying not to make a sound. And while I was on the phone, he started tapping. Tap, 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 right on the window. He knew exactly where I was standing. The operator was asking me questions, but I could barely hear her because all I could focus on was him. And then he spoke again. "Sarah, don't be rude. The ice cream is melting." My blood ran cold. Ice cream? There was no ice cream. There was never any delivery. I stayed on the line, watching him, waiting, praying he wouldn't try the door again. And then he stopped. No tapping, no voice, nothing. Just silence.
6 minutes later, the police arrived. Lights flashing through the windows, doors slamming, voices outside. But when they checked the porch, he was gone. Just gone. But he left something behind. The bags. Those same brown paper bags sitting neatly on the porch. The officers opened them, and inside, it wasn't groceries. There was duct tape, rolls of it, thick, industrial. A pair of heavy-duty shears, sharp enough to cut through bone. And then, the last thing. A photograph. Printed, grainy, taken from outside the house, through that same window, the one I had just been standing at. It wasn't me in the picture. It was her. Sarah, the previous tenant, standing exactly where I was, unaware, being watched, just like me. The man was never caught. No reports, no matches, nothing. I moved out the next week. Didn't pack properly, didn't say goodbye, just left. And to whoever that was, let's not meet.
Being a tech enthusiast has its perks, but it also has its downsides. Last year, I fully automated my apartment in Chicago. Lights, locks, cameras, everything controlled by my phone. It felt like living in the future, until the future started acting on its own. It started on a Friday night, around 2 a.m. I was fast asleep when suddenly my phone lit up. One notification from my smart lock app. Front door unlocked. I sat up instantly, heart racing. I reached for the nearest thing, a baseball bat, and rushed into the living room. But the door was closed. The deadbolt firmly locked. I checked the app again, and now it said, front door locked. I just stood there, trying to make sense of it. Maybe a glitch, server issue, bug in the update. I told myself, it's nothing. It was nothing. And I went back to bed. But I didn't really sleep. 2 nights later, it happened again. But this time, it wasn't the lock. I was in the kitchen, getting a glass of water. Everything was quiet. Too quiet. And then, music started playing. From my bedroom. Behind me. The smart speaker. But I hadn't touched it. And it wasn't my playlist. It was a nursery rhyme. Loud. Warped. Glitching. Like it was breaking apart. But still playing. I ran into the room. Yelled, "Stop!" The music stopped. Before I could even breathe, the speaker responded, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Did you say, let him in?" I froze. I hadn't said anything. Not even close. Not those words. Not anything like that. Nothing. I unplugged the speaker, pulled the cord out of the wall, like that would fix it, like that would stop it, and I stayed up all night, Every light on, every door locked, every sound too loud.
The final straw came on Monday. I was at work, sitting in a meeting, trying to focus, when my phone buzzed. A motion alert from my indoor camera, the one in my living room. I opened the feed, thinking it was my cat, jumping on the couch. Something normal, something harmless. But the room was empty. No movement, no sound, nothing. And then I noticed it. Movement. My bedroom door, the one I always keep closed, slowly creaking open. From the darkness inside, a hand appeared. Thin, pale, and not mine. It reached out, wrapped its fingers around the edge of the door, and slowly pulled it shut from the inside. I couldn't breathe. I just stared at my phone, watching it happen, miles away, helpless. And then, another notification, a message from my own home system, because I had smart announcements enabled. My house could send updates. The message said, "Welcome home." I left the meeting immediately. Didn't explain, didn't care. I called the police and drove back as fast as I could. When we got there, they searched the apartment, every room, every corner, and then they found it. My bedroom window, forced open from the fire escape. Someone had been inside, not just for a moment, for days, 3 days, living above me, in the crawl space, watching, waiting, learning, using a hacked tablet to control my system, my locks, my lights, my speaker, everything, just to watch me react. They never caught him. No face, no identity, nothing. He slipped out the window, minutes before the sirens arrived. I don't live there anymore. I moved out, back to something simple. Manual locks, old keys, no automation, no smart anything. Because sometimes, smart just isn't worth it.